Oh, me. Regular meeting of the Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, December 16th, 2024, 7 p.m. Roll call. Bear.
Here.
Briggs.
Here.
Coulter.
Here.
Hydrich.
Here.
Holtmeyer.
Here.
Padkey.
Here.
Reed. Wessels.
Here.
Rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes from the December 2nd, 2024 council meeting.
Make motion. Second.
Motion by Holtmeyer, second by Coulter to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. Collector's Treasurer's Report Summary, October 2023 through September 2024. Collector Treasurer's Report Summary, September 2024. Investment Report, September 2024. Final payment request, pool management and lifeguard fees. Payment request, Front Street Sewer Improvement.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Patke to approve, second by Coulter. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Priority items, mayor's presentations, appointments, reappointments, resolution, Bill Miller Sr.
Bill, with your permission, I'll rip this off so I can read it to you. It's okay. Bill, it's an honor for me to do this. Thank you. Resolution.
Can you, yeah, there you go.
Resolution, City of Washington, Missouri, in appreciation for outstanding public service, Bill Miller Sr. Whereas economic development promotes the well-being and quality of life for the community by creating, retaining, and expanding jobs that facilitate growth, enhance wealth, and provide a stable tax base. And whereas the Washington 353 Redevelopment Corporation helps facilitate new and expanded industrial development projects. And whereas Bill Miller Sr.'s unwavering commitment and willingness to serve on the Washington 353 Redevelopment Corporation Board from November 1990 to November 2024 as a director and president from December of 2009 through November of 2019, has made a substantial contribution to the betterment of the City of Washington, as well as his continued efforts with the Washington Civil Industrial Corporation, the Washington Area Highway Transportation Commission, Mercy Hospital, and the Missourian. And whereas key developments during Bill's tenure on the Washington 353 Redevelopment Corporation include expansion of WEG, CG Power Systems, LMI, which is Valiant Aerostructures, Melton Machine and Control Company, Computech, Hodges Badge, Frank's Quality Meats, as well as having a substantial hand in the development of the Town and Country, Schultz, and Heidman Industrial Parks, the construction of Team Track, and the redevelopment of downtown Washington, Oldenburg Industrial Park, and AZZ Precoat Metals. And whereas the City of Washington desires to recognize and express its sincerest gratitude to one such individual who has so unselfishly given of his time and efforts in service to the public with his many years of involvement, and has done so with a caring heart and a thoughtful mind. And whereas Bill Miller Sr. has played a skillful role in the important work for the good of the growth and development of our community, as entitled to just recognition for these efforts. Now therefore I, James D. Hagedorn, by virtue of the authority vested in me, and speaking on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby tender Bill Miller Sr. this resolution extending our deep appreciation for his time-honored legacy of dedication, enthusiasm, and outstanding public service given to the Washington community, and order this resolution be made a part of the official records of the City of Washington, Missouri, and a copy thereof delivered to Bill.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Hickman and members of the City Council. I really appreciate this. It's very, very nice of you to do that. And, you know, I would be remiss, I think, if I didn't thank all of the former City Council members and mayors who appointed me year after year. I've been hanging around for quite a while. And in fact, before that, I used to cover council meetings going way back. But I should say this first of all. My wife, when I left tonight, said, just don't talk. She said, say thank you and let it go at that. She has witnessed a couple times when I got up to get an award, and one thing led to another, and I threw away my regular talk, and I would say one thing, and I would reminisce and think of something else that happened then, and I went on and on. I spoke too long, and I'm not going to do that tonight. But I do want to thank you sincerely. I want to thank the City Council going way back when they appointed me to it, because this was one thing I was very interested in, was economic development, industrial development. And when I was appointed to, well, first of all, we started in the chamber, then we had the CIC, and then with the 353. And they all had a purpose. When they came together, they were powerful. And it was work that I enjoyed, working with other companies and trying to get them to locate in Washington. I got all kinds of stories I could tell you. I would always ask the prospect, what made you make your final decision to come to Washington? And the answers would surprise some of you. And I won't get into that, because I'm not going to give a talk. And but anyway, I've enjoyed it. It's been educational. And I also want to thank the city staff, which is very, very cooperative. When the city got involved in economic development, the chamber was a little ahead of them on that. And the thing started to click when we had the support of the city council. I hope these groups never lose the support of the city council or the mayor, because we need this group. They've been so helpful, and we ended up, back in the old days, we didn't have an economic development director, and we kind of flew by the seat of our pants. We had George Wilson. I don't know how many of you remember him. Anyway, Lonesome George, he was chairman of the chamber committee for quite a while, and Lonesome George. And he wouldn't tell anybody what he was doing or who he was meeting with or anything. It was a one-man operation. But that changed over the years. And there, see, I'm reminiscing. And I said I wasn't going to do that tonight. But the city staff had been great, been very cooperative, all of them. And got a good staff. Darren's put together a fine staff, and it's been a pleasure to work with them, and we certainly appreciate the help they gave us over the years. So anyway, I'm not going to say anymore. That's enough. You've got a pretty long agenda, and I just want to thank you again, and keep supporting those groups like you have. And Darren will see to that, right?
I'll do my best.
Okay. That's all I have to say, and thank you very much. This is very, very nice, and I'm going to put this on a prominent space, Bill. At the Missouri.
Citizens'
Bill.
comments. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. Bill, thanks for you and Jackie making Washington your home all these years. The citizens and all of us have benefited from you being here and your leadership. So thanks again.
Police Department, reappointments.
Good evening, council. I have two fine officers up for reappointment, Zachary Yowitz and Ben Jurgens, and I recommend them both for reappointment.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Patke, I missed the second now. Was that you?
Heidrich.
Heidrich, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Citizens' comments.
If anyone in the audience would like to come up, please feel free to do so. Okay?
Reported department heads. You do have a letter on your, that I passed out prior to the meeting from Tammy. Tammy's here with Finance Department. We have, I think, until the end of the year that we have to go ahead and at least get your approval by a vote tonight to go ahead and allocate the remaining funds that we have left. If you look, there is a spreadsheet that she has attached on the second page, and it shows you the ARPA payments that came in and the total of 2.8 million and change. And then you can see the list of projects that where those funds have gone since that time. You do have at the bottom, we had already budgeted 100,000 out of the ARPA funds to be used for the fire station. But you still have a remainder of $627,469.08. What Tammy's like to ask you tonight is that if we can go ahead and use those funds towards the fire station budget, and what that will do is that will free up that same amount of funds from the capital improvement sales tax, which there is no deadline for us to utilize those funds, but it would free those funds up for projects that'll to be determined later. But basically tonight, we just need your vote to go ahead and use the remaining portion towards the fire station project.
Comments, you guys?
Motion to approve. Second. Good idea.
Motion by Patke, second by Coulter to approve. No further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Go to it, Tammy.
Good letter, Tammy.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Get that money.
Ordinances, resolutions, and ordinance amending the 2024 budget for the period of October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024 for the city of Washington, Missouri.
Patke.
Introduced by Patke.
Go ahead.
I'm just here if anybody has any questions about it. The budget amendment.
Once we've received all of the revenues for the final year and we get the final numbers in, that's when we always do a budget amendment at the end in December to go ahead and do that. And that's what we're doing here tonight. So if there's any specific questions.
These are projects, most of them too are projects that we hadn't completed and they've been rolled over to the next year. So that's what a lot of the information is on these on these papers, so,
And Tammy, the changes are in that center column? That's where the changes are?
yes.
Okay.
There were a few revenue changes based on the interest we received was higher, and then we sold some capital assets. But the increases are decreases, mainly it was decreases in the expenditures because we hadn't completed the projects as of 9/30, so they rolled over to October, the next fiscal year. So that's mainly what a lot of these projects did,
Okay.
just a rollover.
Further questions? Second reading, please.
An ordinance amending the 2024 budget for the period of October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024 for the city of Washington, Missouri. Hydrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
Briggs.
Yes.
Padkey.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7A passes. B, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a first amended and restated declaration of restrictive covenants by and between the city of Washington and the Miller Post Property LLC.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Holtmeyer.
Good evening, council. Yes, so when I started, we had one Miller Post Advisory Board meeting when Jackie was alive, and then COVID hit and we didn't have any for a while, and then Jackie passed away, and we wanted to get things going again, start meeting on a regular basis up there, regarding the nature reserve. And so now Jackie's daughter, Jackie Huber, is the serving manager, and so we started meeting regularly again in probably, I guess, 2022. And one of the things that the group, which consists, if you're not aware, the Miller Post Advisory Board is the serving manager, which is Jackie Huber, the Urban Forestry Council President, or Chairman, which is John Steffens, a member selected by the manager, which is the retired Shaw Nature Reserve Director, John Bear, a member selected by the mayor, which is Gavin Woolley, and then myself. And one of the things the advisory board wanted to see is that the reserve be open longer during the hunting season. And when the covenants were established in, I think, 2014, maybe a little bit earlier than that,
2013, maybe.
there was really only one deer season and one turkey season. But now if you look, there's several different deer seasons for rifles. There's CWD, there's antlers, and the list goes on and on. And the way it was written, the reserve could be open for all of those, and that was not the intention of Jackie Miller when she gave the land to the city. And so we've limited it down. And the other thing is we had it closed for like a month. And then sometimes and there was also verbiage in there about having it closed during turkey season, and Jackie Huber said there's no one hunting up there from her family during turkey season. There's no need to close it. And so, long story short, we wanted to have it, and the public was getting confused on when it was closed for what season and how long and different things like that. And so we have it written into this language that it would be closed from November 1st to the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and then that would give the park staff one day, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, to reopen the reserve, take all the signs down and get it reopened. And everyone was in agreement on that. And then the other revision was to the who was on the board. There was verbiage put in. Jackie Huber wanted to be able to either serve herself or have another family member or just someone that she selected serve on behalf. Or she can have two people. It could be her and one other person like it is now, so her and John Bear. Or it could be two people that she selects as the manager to fill that role. And so that was the other major change to the covenants. we're just looking for approval to pass these and get them on the books officially.
Questions, discussion? Okay, second reading, Mayor.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a first amended and restated declaration of restrictive covenants by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Miller Post Property LLC. Hydrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
Briggs.
Yes.
Padkey.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7B passes. C, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the acceptance of a quote and to approve the lease of a Toro Groundsmaster mower by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and MTI Distributing.
Patke.
Introduced by Patke.
So this is relatively new, I guess, as far as equipment goes. Kind of the idea or concept behind this is similar to what we do with the city does with our enterprise lease and the trucks. And so by leasing the equipment, so in this case a mower, and then the next reading you'll see a sprayer, it frees up, and you can see in the letter I had what we budgeted. We budgeted the full amount this year for both the mower and the sprayer. The mower, which is first here on the agenda, was budgeted.
118.
118,000, and the quote came in at 111, but we can lease it for 5 years for $2,147.54 a month. And then we can buy it back at the end of the 5th year for $1. And then we could, keep it as long as we want. We could keep it another couple years or whatever. And then when we sell it, we could decide to sell it. That money would kind of go back into the pot, if you will. And then that would allow us to lease another mower at that time, whether it's 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever. And allow us to get newer equipment quicker. As you can see, we're replacing a 20-year-old mower right now. It was purchased in 2004. And we'd like to lease it if possible. I guess, questions?
Yeah, wait, doing just some quick arithmetic there, that monthly payment over 5 years comes out,
A little bit more.
yeah,
28,000.
18,000, something more than what you can buy it for today. And my question is, what are we getting for that? I mean, I realize if it's lease, anything happens, it's on them, and they just replace it, I guess. But isn't there some kind of if we were to purchase it, wouldn't there be some kind of a warranty on it for a period of time?
Yeah, there would be a warranty on it. We think it's a year warranty, but the biggest thing is for the city, it frees up a large amount of money from the budget to be used for other things. We can certainly buy it. It was
You can buy it for
budgeted,
$1, then you can keep running it for another.
and we can keep
Well,
running
at the
it
end of
and
five.
sell
At
it
the end
later.
of 5.
Yes.
The maintenance during the 5 years is on us, so, belts and things like that, we have to replace the regular maintenance on it.
The quote says it's a 2-year equipment warranty,
Oh, sorry.
for commercial equipment. Comes with 2 years.
That's great, even better.
That would be for an out-and-out purchase?
It just says 2 years warranty, doesn't say purchase or
Lease?
lease, either one.
Further discussion? Okay.
So there's no maintenance, I was gonna ask that same question, a maintenance agreement, but you're saying a 2-year
No, there's
warranty.
no maintenance agreement.
We don't know what that is, what it covers, but. So how does the budget go then? If we budgeted $118,000, it came in, and now we're only gonna pay $21.47 a month, does that budget item then go through the next 5 years?
Yes.
And so those monthly payments are putting in each budget.
We know what those monthly payments, and we'll budget those out accordingly.
Okay, and that's a substantial change in our budget, there's no doubt
Sure.
about that, but yeah, this is normal practice, and then after 5 years, you've paid it off, basically, with $2,000 a month. It sounds like a great deal to buy it for $1, but you've paid for it over 5 years' time, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But then there is substantial life left to it at that point.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna
Hopefully
last
it's-
longer than 5 years.
yeah.
Right.
And like on the next one, you'll see the sprayer, those things last quite a while. I mean, we might wind up keeping it 15 years on that one.
No more discussion? Questions? All right, second read, Darren.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the acceptance of a quote and to approve the lease of a Toro Groundsmaster mower by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and MTI Distributing. Hydrich,
Nay.
Bear,
I'm gonna say no also. I don't understand why we're paying more.
We're paying $17,117 more by leasing it and buying it.
Right.
Yes. And we have it budgeted to buy it.
$283 a month. I don't know, I mean, the thing's gonna last more than 5 years, hopefully. We're gonna buy it for $1. I don't know. I think I'd rather buy it.
Coulter,
No.
Holtmeyer,
Yes.
Reed,
No.
Wessels,
Nay.
Briggs,
No.
Padgett.
No.
By your vote, 7C does not pass.
But you can buy it.
Yes. so
We can bring that to you next time in January.
We make a motion now?
No.
No.
No, you need the ordinance.
D, please, sorry.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the acceptance of a quote to approve the lease of a Toro sprayer by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and MTI Distributing.
Patke.
Introduced by Patke.
Same concept.
Yep, same concept. This one is a little over budget though, so we'll see if we can cut something off before I bring it back in January.
This one's a difference of $12,356. I guess the same question comes about, that's what I tried to ask, was if we have the money and we have it budgeted, the money now is cheaper than it would be, and I guess that's kind of how everyone else went with it also, but
How big is this mower?
that mower is huge,
It's
150
big.
inches.
It's a big, wide area mower.
11 foot?
It was in the, I don't know if a picture was in there, no.
Well, this
Here, I have a picture of it.
I know, but I just.
Is there 7 different decks? Yeah, 7 different decks.
I'm a big, I mean, if I've got it in.
Make short work of my yard.
Any other discussion about it? Can we?
Wayne, can I just ask Tammy a question? What, is it in our best interest to pay for this up front if we have it budgeted, or is it our better interest to pay this off and have that option in 5 years? As a finance director, can you give us that information?
Well, as I told Wayne, it just depends, do you want to be able to save the money per year,
In your budget,
your budget?
parks budget?
Or do you want to pay for it up front? If we pay for it up front, and I thought the concept was we were going to start leasing equipment, just like we were leasing the vehicles and things like that, was because it was better monetarily for the city for you to be able to use those funds now for other projects and not have those, paid out 100% now for a truck or something, and be able to pay it over a few years, and then we could use that additional money for something else.
So on these 2 items, saving $18,000 and $30,000 in 5 years' time, that's essentially the question we're asking here, is we're gonna spread the payments out, but we're gonna pay an extra $30,000 over 5 years for these 2 items alone. I don't see these numbers when we do truck rentals or truck leasing. This is
Yeah,
the
we
first time
don't-
we've been able to see this payment.
Right, yeah, we don't see that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what do we pay more in leasing for vehicles? I don't know. But this number is substantial to me in saving $30,000 to pay for it if we have the money available now. But
Yeah, and we can
that's
do that
all
if that's what you
discretion.
wanna do.
Okay. I just want to make sure there wasn't anything else we're missing here we're paying it off or going through the lease, that's all. I'm just,
Thanks, Tammy. Further discussion, guys? Second reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing directing the acceptance of a quote and to approve the lease of a Toro sprayer by and between the city of Washington, Missouri and MTI Distributing. Heidrich.
Nay.
Bear.
No.
Coulter.
No.
Holtmeyer.
Yes.
Reed.
No.
Wessels.
No.
Briggs.
No.
Padkey.
No.
Okay.
By your vote, ordinance 7D does not pass. E, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a contract amendment, number one, and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Lockmiller Group, Inc. for professional services associated with the intersection of High Street and Highway 100 traffic analysis and CMAQ application. Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Holtmeyer.
So this agreement amendment would bring the total contract with Lockmiller to help us with the traffic analysis for the CMAQ grant at High Street and Highway 100. This is to analyze the intersection to include dual left turns off of High Street onto Highway 100. Also includes a right turn off of northbound High Street onto Highway 100. So this is the traffic analysis for congestion mitigation, as well as taking an analysis of the intersection widening and what that's going to take for the project and a cost estimate. So, help us put the grant together.
Charles, you just said it. Can you say it again, how what lane changes are going to be different? in this?
Yeah. So northbound High Street will now have, that's what we're analyzing though, is to put in a dedicated right turn lane, the through, and then dual left turns onto 100.
Okay.
And then southbound High Street would just have the through with a right combo and then dual lefts.
Okay. All right, thank you. I knew you said it, but I was trying to follow and
good.
make sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys have a lot of questions. Yeah, thank you.
So those would be the improvements there.
Further question or discussion, guys? Second reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a contract amendment, number one, by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Lockmiller Group, Inc. for professional services associated with the intersection of High Street and Highway 100 traffic analysis and CMAQ application. Heidrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
Briggs.
Yes.
Padkey.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7E passes.
Do you want to give them a quick update on that other piece of equipment that's supposed to be put in?
Yeah,
for
so the
this?
signals for the immediate improvements, as far as adding the 4 signal heads there, should be in just after Christmas. So after the new year here, they should be getting started on getting that improvement there at that intersection.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
F, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an owner-contractor agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Lamke Trenching and Excavation, Inc. for the Missouri 100 turn lanes SL 0180/S503079.
Heidrich.
Introduced by Heidrich.
So this is the turn lane project out there for the Oldenburg Industrial Park off Highway 100. The grant, so we went out to bid. Lamke was the low bidder, $919,000. The estimate for the project was a little over $1 million, so under budget. We have 1.6 roughly in grant money, fully 100% funded as long as we're under that. So we're under that, so the whole grant should fund everything for this project. So Cochran's helping us with design as well as grant administration and construction inspection, so.
Great job, Charles. If we can get a project like that done, paid by a grant, then
Like to hear that.
great work.
We were very happy for those bids.
I read through this, and it will be a widening from KK that way. Are they just widening the lanes of 100, or will there be an additional shoulder?
Just widening, so that you have room for the left turn lane as well as an acceleration decel, like right turn
Okay.
going
It's
into the
gradual.
park and out of the
Gradual.
park. So yeah.
Okay.
It won't be additional lanes on the highway, but just taper
Taper
for those
wider,
wide.
okay.
Will they start before the end of the year or not?
Probably not, honestly, no, it'll be after the new year, so.
Okay.
Still gotta have MoDOT approval and those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot.
Further questions or discussion? This is an easy one. Second reading, Darren, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an owner-contractor agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Lamkey Trenching and Excavation, Inc. for the Missouri 100 turn lanes, SL 0180/S 503079. Heidrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels. Briggs.
Yes.
Padkey.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7F passes. G, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an exclusive franchise agreement for the collection, hauling, and disposal of residential municipal solid waste and recycle in the City of Washington, Missouri, by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Waste Connections of Missouri, Inc.
Coulter.
Introduced by Coulter.
So this is the new 5-year agreement for waste collection, recycling collection for residential units in the city. Solid Waste Committee met, and they're recommending Waste Connections as the low bid there. Trying to highlight some of this, so it's weekly trash collection, but that's with provided toters from the hauler, either 65 or 95 gallon. Just talking to Waste Connections, they said they would honor existing toters that have the bars that residents purchase, that they would try and utilize those as long as possible. Obviously, their trucks aren't always made for those things, so if they break, then they'll just replace it with one of their carts. If it doesn't work, then they'll replace it with one of their carts. But just for those residents that just purchase carts or, don't know what to do with their carts, that have the toter brand approved by the city right now, they will honor that. Just a side note. And
Charles,
And when does that start?
this
Wouldn't start till
contract
May.
would start June 1st, 2025. It'd
That
be
they
a
won't pick
5-year.
bags up anymore?
They would not
Yes,
pick up
that's
bags.
correct.
And we're gonna throw that out in the water bill couple months.
We'll do a full
Yeah.
court press with regards to all of these changes.
Yes.
Get that, John?
And then, same with the recycling, you'd have the option for 65 or 95 gallon container. It should be twice a month. It does say in the contract, someone found that
Mike
it says, every other week. So that would be something we'll need to change in there.
Same schedule as
But
what it's
it
been.
it should be the twice a month like we have now, so.
You gotta get the big one so you can write it down.
I need a sulky on the back of that thing. Charles, I had a question on the rates. You listed the rates that will be part of this contract. And we've always had the city subsidize individual rates. Will that amount stay the same?
That's to be determined.
We'll have to talk about that
We're
in
gonna
the
go back to
future.
the Solid Waste Committee, and next month or February, either January or February, depending on how soon we can meet and how much we can get done in a meeting, the committee will come back with a recommended rate structure.
And we also, the committee, I hope, will continue to pursue the idea of what's gonna happen out there with the landfill and a
We will.
transfer station and all that. All right.
On the radar.
All right.
We can't ignore it.
Further discussion? Second reading.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an exclusive franchise agreement for the collection, hauling, and disposal of residential municipal solid waste and recycle in the City of Washington, Missouri, by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Waste Connections of Missouri, Inc. Heidrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
Briggs.
Yes.
Padkey.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7G passes. H, please.
An ordinance approving the final plat of Cribben subdivision in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
Holtmar.
Introduced by Holtmeyer.
So this is Cribben's residence off Bernard Street up there. It's highlighted at north of North Park there. You had the preliminary plat a month ago for approval. Now they're coming together for the final plat. The only thing on there is the escrow for the sewer to Lot 1, which is that arrow right there coming off. They got to extend the sewer out to that lot. So they put up an escrow and a bond performance contract for that work. So otherwise, approval of the final plat.
Questions? Discussion? All right, second reading.
Heidrich. Oh, I'm sorry. An ordinance approving,
Thought I was in trouble there for a
nope,
second.
nope, nope, that's me. Trying to get done by a certain, no, I'm joking. An ordinance approving the final plat of Cribben subdivision in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Heidrich.
Aye.
Bear.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Reed.
Yes.
Wessels. Briggs.
Yes.
Patke.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7H passes. Aye, please.
Resolution authorizing the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Washington, Missouri to proceed toward the issuance of sales tax refunding revenue bonds, Series 2025, Phoenix Center 2 Community Improvement District Project.
Hydrige.
It's by Heidrich.
Doesn't have to be.
Doesn't, I don't think it has to be.
Oh, just a resolution.
Yeah, you just need a
Okay.
motion and a second, and then discussion.
So moved.
So moved by Wessels. Motion by Heidrich. Thank you, Mark. Discussion, guys.
So I'm trying to figure out what we're doing still. Sorry, I called Darren today and I'm still puzzled.
Sorry.
Well,
On here.
Al, I got some help right before the meeting from Laura and Joe out there. I think they'll help clarify those things a little bit.
Well, you're on
Laura,
the finance committee, so I'm thinking that you know, but.
Well, the
yeah.
Finance Committee didn't really, I mean, they don't review this. This goes before the Industrial Development Authority. Pete stayed here for any questions with regards to that. They've already heard that. Laura, I don't know if you want to come up and explain a little bit.
Please.
Laura Radcliffe with Stiefel. And back when the Phoenix Center bonds were initially issued, there were more improvements funded than there were bond dollars to reimburse for those improvements. So what happened, and I think that was 2013, we issued those first bonds? In 2013, we issued bonds that were sold to the public, but then there were also some subordinate bonds that represented the amounts that we couldn't get sold to the public. Well, fast forward to today, we've refinanced the 2013s at a lower rate. We still have some of those subordinate bonds, those unreimbursed costs still out there, but the center is generating enough revenue now that a new bond issue can be supported to pay off some of those subordinate bonds. So at the end of the day, no more dollars are being spent. It's just that some of the dollars are going to end up reimbursing those costs earlier than later.
I was confused because I didn't know if we were doing more infrastructure out there that we
No.
didn't do in the first place or what was going on. And I talked to Darren very quickly, and unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to really go through the details. So I got you now.
Very good. All right.
Other discussion, you guys? Okay.
All those in favor?
It's second reading, no. we
No,
gotta
all
do
those in favor
those
signify by saying.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, guys.
Commission, committee, and board reports, Washington Historic Preservation Commission, and annual report. We provide this report to you on an annual basis, and we also turn this into, I believe this goes into State Historic Preservation Office.
Motion to accept in the minutes.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Briggs to accept. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Good.
130-page report.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. It's enough.
The minutes from every meeting last year.
I see that. I started reading it. and stopped.
Mayor's report.
Hi, guys, I don't have much tonight. Things are going good in the city. We've got Councilman Filed. We miss you. So.
He's still
that's all
got
I
some
have.
time to change his mind.
That's right.
Mark, who's my buddy
Either
on
one
the
of them.
solid waste committee gonna be?
One of them.
You can't abandon that.
So, that's all I got.
City Administrator's report. The only thing I do have to report to you, somebody stole my agenda from the previous meeting in their packet over here. The Salary and Benefits Committee met at 6 o'clock tonight. One of the issues that they've discussed in the past as a soft benefit for the employees was consideration to consider closing City Hall at 4:30 on a regular basis. Our traffic has slowed down tremendously since we have several things that we do for online payments. We do not get a lot of traffic that comes in, I will tell you, between 4:30 and 5. We've documented it, even the phones or whatever, are down to a very trickle about that time of day. So Union, City of Union, I know Franklin County both have hours that end for those, City Hall and their administrative offices at 4:30. So the committee tonight met at 6 o'clock and discussed other items, but the one thing that they did forward on is that they wanted to go ahead and go along with the recommendation to go ahead and close that at 4:30. And we made the recommendation to start that at the first of the year, January 1st. Any questions? Just an information item only. I do not have any items for you in executive session. So, council comments.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I would just like to mention for Wayne and with the lawnmower and the sprayer tonight, it's not a matter that we don't want the lawnmower, it's a matter of, I think it's a consensus by the council whether we want to, and Wayne did a lot of homework in making this happen and the lease option happen, and now we have 5 or 6 or 7 department heads out there going, what do they want us to do? Lease vehicles or lease equipment or not?
No,
So I think as a city, we need to know what we want to do so our department heads are not wasting time to do that.
I will say, Jeff, the only thing I would change with that is that we do move forward with the leasing of the vehicles. This is the first time we've done it for equipment. So, just
Correct.
to make sure
I
that's.
don't
I want to
want Wayne
clarify.
to go back out there, okay,
Right.
now the next thing I need, what am I supposed to do? Do a lease agreement or not? And then Kevin's sitting there looking the same question, or Tony for that matter. And I think that our department heads deserve that, I mean, again, we have the right to say no up here, but we also need to let them know, so that we're not wasting their time looking for lease agreements when we're gonna vote it down. So I just think we need to come up with that agreement.
There's Bobcat does leasing, and we all, most of us have this skid steer or two, and so could come up in the near future again.
Right, and again, we gotta come up with a consensus, so we're not making those guys do that.
And Wayne, I appreciate the fact in this case, I don't think any of us had seen that before on an individual truck that was leased or something. But I appreciate in this case, you breaking it out for us so we could see, well, what's the difference? How much more are we paying for this lease than we would if especially in a case where it was already budgeted, So I appreciate seeing that before we had to vote on it,
Anybody else?
Merry Christmas.
One last motion.
City attorney's
Last motion, that's right.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Bear, second by Patke to adjourn. All those in
city
favor
attorney's
say
report.
aye.
There is no.
Yeah, well, I thought maybe we'd have some words of wisdom.
No.
Merry Christmas.